It's been another rough day for Verasity holders. The numbers don't lie, down nearly 4% in the past 24 hours. On the surface, that may not sound like much in the volatile world of crypto, but for long-term supporters of VRA, it's another sting, another red candle in a sea of uncertainty. And once again, the big question returns. Should people still believe in Verasity coin? Let's dig into what's actually happened behind the scenes. Because this story isn't just about one bad trading day. It's about how the entire ecosystem around Verasity has been moving lately, and whether this dip is a temporary stumble or something deeper. A few months back, Verasity was riding a wave of optimism. The project had just wrapped up its Binance Alpha trading competition, a moment that brought a lot of attention, new traders, and fresh liquidity into the ecosystem. There was buzz everywhere. Influencers were talking about it. The community was growing fast, and people believed VRA could finally reclaim its place among the top-performing altcoins. But hype in crypto has a short lifespan. Once that competition ended and rewards were distributed, a lot of traders cashed out. The excitement faded. What followed was what we often see in post-event corrections, a slow bleed as momentum shifted from excitement to profit-taking. That's where the first cracks began to show. Then came the airdrop delays. Verasity had promised incentives for its loyal community, tokens, rewards, and ecosystem participation perks. But when those deliveries were delayed, patience started to wear thin. In crypto, timing is everything. A delayed airdrop can cause a chain reaction. Uncertainty builds. Holders lose confidence, and short-term investors move on. Fast forward to this week, and the data paints a clear technical picture. The MACD, a momentum indicator used to identify trend reversals, has turned negative. The RSI, which measures how strong or weak a price move is, has dropped below 40. That's a clear bearish sign. It means sellers are dominating the market, and there's little buying pressure to counter it. The histogram on the MACD chart even shows growing red bars, suggesting that momentum is tilting further downward. But technical analysis alone doesn't tell the full story. Market sentiment plays a huge role too, and right now, the sentiment across the entire crypto market is fearful. The Fear and Greed Index has slipped back into fear territory. Bitcoin dominance has climbed above 54%, and that's bad news for altcoins like Verasity. When Bitcoin starts to dominate the market, smaller cap projects often suffer because investors move their money into safer, more stable assets. It's the crypto equivalent of a flight to safety. And if you zoom out a bit, you'll notice a pattern. Every time Bitcoin consolidates or dips, projects like Verasity get hit the hardest. It's not because the fundamentals have collapsed. It's because retail liquidity dries up and speculative volume disappears. Verasity is currently facing that storm head-on. But here's where it gets interesting, and maybe even a bit hopeful. Despite the recent struggles, the project itself hasn't gone silent. The development updates continue. The proof-of-view technology is still functioning and evolving, and the team has kept building quietly behind the scenes. Veracity's mission remains clear: to create a transparent, fraud-free digital ad ecosystem and reward real human engagement. That's not a small ambition. It's a multi-billion-dollar problem they're trying to solve. The question is, do investors still have the patience to wait for it? Let's be honest. Crypto investors are impatient by nature. They want results now, not years down the line. But the truth is, innovation takes time, especially when it involves real-world integration and industry partnerships. Verasity isn't a meme coin that relies on hype alone. It's a utility-driven project trying to fix a long-standing issue in digital advertising. That's not flashy work, but it's important work. Some long-term believers argue that these downtrends are simply part of the accumulation phase, the period where smart investors quietly gather positions before the next market cycle begins. Historically, Verasity has gone through these deep corrections before, only come back stronger when market sentiment shifts. If the crypto cycle repeats, and it always does, then projects with solid fundamentals like Verasity tend to rise again when attention returns to utility-based tokens. But until that happens, the market may continue to test holders' patience. So, should people still believe in Verasity coin? If your definition of belief depends solely on price action, then maybe not. The charts don't inspire confidence right now. They reflect fatigue, uncertainty, and fear. But if you define belief as understanding the technology, the mission, and the long-term goal, then Veracity still deserves your attention. This is one of those projects that feels quiet during the storm, but roars when the sun comes out again. Every blockchain cycle needs survivors, projects that keep building even when the spotlight fades. Veracity has done that before, and it's still doing it now. The next few weeks will likely remain rocky. The technicals aren't signaling an immediate reversal yet. But remember, crypto markets can flip sentiment overnight. What looks weak today can become a recovery story tomorrow. All it takes is one strong update, one key partnership, or one new listing to reignite momentum. So maybe the real question isn't whether people should still believe in Veracity. Maybe it's whether people can believe in patience. Because if Veracity continues building, keeps delivering on its technology, and finds its way back into the spotlight during the next bull run, today's doubts might just become tomorrow's opportunity. And in crypto, that's how the biggest comebacks are born. Now, let's dive deep into the full details of Veracity. Veracity is an open ledger ecosystem designed to fight advertising fraud, provide open access to infrastructure for publishers and advertisers, and reward users for watching video content. Veracity also provides payment solutions and a rewarding staking ecosystem with 15% yields guaranteed through to April 2024. Powered by a mix of artificial intelligence, AI, machine learning ML, and cutting-edge blockchain technologies, Veracity is building the most powerful advertising ecosystem in the world through VeraViews, developing an open-access payments platform through VeraWallet, the VeraCard, and VeraPay, and enhancing the attention economy through its patented rewarded video module. The Veracity team is made up of almost 50 people, including developers and community managers. The Veracity executive team can be found at https://veracity.io/about. Veracity was founded by our J. Mark, CEO of Veracity. Veracity's leadership team are senior blockchain professionals, marketers, advertising industry experts, and established product owners and developers. Since Veracity's launch, the project has grown significantly with a focus on attracting top talent, with a majority of the senior leadership team based in London, UK.